Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be the first video in a series of land security videos. So we are going to be doing an entire series on securing your land. You just bought land like we did, and now it is time to secure it. And there is so many things that we can do, and I've got so much stuff to show you guys to secure your land. Hit that thumbs up. So I will be the first to admit, guys, that not every person who comes on your property is trying to kill you or means you harm. Now, luckily, in the state of Idaho, the trespassing laws pretty much state that anyone trespassing on your property has to prove that they weren't there to do you harm. So it really protects the landowners, but we are going to protect ourselves as well as landowners and prevent any accidental good people trespassing from going on. And that is a simple, easy fix, and it is the first thing that you should do if you buy property, no matter what, is put up no trespassing signs. No trespassing signs are just the simplest, cheapest, easiest way to keep honest people off of your property. Most trespassers will turn around when they see a no trespassing sign. They'll realize that it's not public land. Out here in Idaho, there's just tons of public land, and it's intermixed with private land, so it's fairly easy to be on public land and cross into private land when you're out hunting, out exploring, and that it happens. It's common, and you're not there to do damage, and you probably didn't even want to be on that person's property, but it happens. So the quickest and easiest way to secure your property in the beginning is to put up no trespassing signs. So there is a way to do it. There is a science to do no trespassing signs. There is also a way, and I'm going to show you guys my technique of putting up no trespassing signs, to make sure there's no accidental "I didn't see it" or it blew down and it was on the ground. One thing that I have learned is that government agents, people who work for the counties, they don't read well. I don't know what it is, but apparently they don't read well. And they also don't see signs well either. They will always just accidentally miss that one sign that you have up at the gate. Or, oh, I didn't see that sign. It happens. It's common. It's very common. It's actually very surprising how dumb they will play walking past your no trespassing sign. And the fix to that, guys, is signs. Multiple signs. And we're going to put them in layers, but I'm going to get up here and I'm going to show you guys how we put up signs on our property so that you can't make that mistake. If law enforcement was to come out for a trespasser, they would realize that trespasser made an egregious choice to trespass on your property, because you're just going to make it idiot proof that there is so many signs on your property that they cannot claim that they didn't see it. Now there's also each state, I imagine each state is going to have their legal standard of how many trespassing signs you need to have on the property. I think in Idaho, I think Fish and Game recommends that you post every 300 feet. Some people, you just put up an orange square, a certain amount of square footage. Some people, you can put up a purple square, just spray painting trees every so many feet. In Idaho, I believe it's 300 feet. I think that's the standard. We're gonna go every 100 or under, because we're going to make it very apparent. We don't want someone to say, oh, it wasn't marked ever, you know, it was marked 305 feet, so it doesn't count, right? We're not gonna let that happen. These signs are really cheap. These ones are metal, which are nice. You get the metal ones. The paper ones will blow off. The plasticky ones kind of do well up here as well. But you might have to replace these every couple of years, or you can add on to them throughout the years as well. So some get old, you're adding new ones, and then that way there's just a ton. So we are out here on the road, as you guys can see behind me. This road is the border of our property. So what we're going to do is not put no trespassing signs just right on the side of the road, because you don't want for someone to be able to just get out and rip it down and then say they didn't see it. If they're going to rip it down, we're going to make them work for it. On this side of our road, you can see there's not quite marsh, but there's a ton of water down here. And it's not deep, it's just flooded from the runoff. But we're gonna make people cross through that to rip down a sign. So we'll put a sign on that tree right there, because it's one of the only trees out here, and this is one of the issues you might run into with putting up signs, as having sparse area. But I'll put a sign on a little tree like that if need be. The point is you wanna get the signs up, and you wanna get them everywhere. Some people don't like no trespassing signs on their property, but it is a quick fix and an easy way, good start to get people to stay off of your land. Alright guys, so one of the tricks that I use is layering it in your property. So as you can see, this one right here, this aspen tree has a sign on it right here. This one's a little bit closer to the road. We're going to take this one and we're going to move it further back and stick it on that aspen tree that is quite a ways back, close to a good 50, 60, 70 feet off of the road. So we're going to put one back there as well. And what we're doing is we're layering it, so it's not all just straight right across the road where someone could walk down and rip them all off. Okay guys, so as you can see, we're getting into tighter trees on both sides. So we want to make sure that our sign is visible, which means we have to put it close to the road, which is fine, but this one is probably more than likely going to get ripped down by somebody. Other than the fact that we're using screws and they're metal signs. Okay, so another place that you want to look for putting up a no trespassing sign is something that is very easily accessible. So something where somebody would get out of a truck and then go in to try and hunt your property. This is an extremely easily accessible area versus down where we were where all the water was. That's going to be more of a deterrent for a lazy hunter to get out and go through. So this would be a great place to stick a sign. We are running out of signs. I need to get more signs because you can never have too many no trespassing signs on your property. But there's also already an existing sign just 10 feet away. So we're gonna hold off on this one, but we're gonna come back and stick one right on that tree right there because it's just absolutely perfect. Okay, so that tree is not a perfect tree. As you guys can see, it's a very little tree, but I've still stuck 2 screws in it because we don't want to run past our 100-foot gap. That is the rule we are using for the signs. Now you'll also see that I'm getting these up really high. If you were on the road, which is just a hair higher than down there, visually it's straight across, you can see it. And then as well as we get snow, these will always be visual because they'll be above the snow line. So you want to make sure that you put them up high in line of sight. All right guys, so my final tip for you is to make sure that you post 360 degrees of your property. Now, some of our property is on an access road, and then some of it is not. It just faces up to our neighbor's trees, and it's trees forever. But we're still gonna put some signs on the trees right behind you, facing this way. That way, if anyone is ever hunting our neighbor's property and they come this way, they're gonna see that border. They're gonna see where the land is different. So don't feel like you are telling your neighbor, hey, stay off of my land. This is just you protecting your land. You can still have great neighbors and have no trespassing signs facing their property. If you guys enjoyed the security video and want to see more of the security series, hit the subscribe button. We are going to be throwing a bunch at you. They're going to be progressive in the steps that you should take once you buy property. First step, put up no trespassing signs. Guys, thank you so much, and we will catch you on the next one.